Hello everyone, my name is Mimi79 and today I've got a challenge. So the other day I thought, well, since the races are kind of rubbish this week, why don't I mix up race B and go the random car generator? So that's exactly what I did. And before we go any further, after you've done watching this one, why don't you check out my last video? It's got some pretty spicy info about Gran Turismo 7, and if you want kind of more videos like this one, if you just click on the channel icon that should be below this video, then you should find more just like this one. So if it will also be on my Gran Turismo Sport playlist if you want to check that out. Again, you don't have to, just a quick heads up. Also, if you really want to, like the video and subscribe, because we're really close to 69 subscribers, and that's something I want to hit. You know, it's a very special number, so it's really it's a big milestone for me. But anyway, back to the video. So in this first race, we're going in the Subaru WRX, which honestly wasn't even that bad. You know, it's got the handling capabilities for sure, and so far we're managing to keep up with the Russian in the Audi TT. It seems like this race is almost a bit of a Audi TT exclusive. So not much we could really do here, because I've got a penalty from hashing up the corkscrew for the millionth time. You know, there's something about that corner that I just can't quite get right. I always kind of go over the gravel. The warning sign you can see if you're about to get a penalty at the corkscrew is if you just see just a few marbles of gravel flick up on your screen. So we're going to skip once again, because literally nothing happened in this race. I was just trying to chase this guy. You know, this race is kind of a bit boring because there's not much you can really do. There's not many long straights where you can overtake. There's not many heavy braking zones either. But this is one of them, and here, I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure he just lost his concentration, because he ran out wide, which fair enough, and doesn't lose you a lot of time. But here, he just completely hashes up turn 3. So we should be able to take advantage of this. Coming through turn 4, riding the sausage. At this track, you shouldn't be doing that. Whereas in some scenarios, you would want to ride the sausage. So coming through turn 5, avoiding that sausage beautifully. You know, you really have to avoid them if you want to have the optimal lap time. So at this point we're about 4/10 away from the Russian, but even in the slipstream he's still getting away, so we can't really do anything. Avoiding the gravel, and that's really crucial, because if you hit the gravel then you're basically toast. So coming through the penultimate corner, are we going to be close enough to go for a massive dive bomb? Not quite. But what I did notice in the prior laps to this was he was really slow off this final corner, and are we going to gain enough time? The Subaru just isn't quite quick enough. It hasn't got the legs. So we finished second, and to be fair, if we didn't have that penalty, I do think we would have won that race. Anyway, in this next race, literally nothing happened, like at all. I'm just going to whip it forward, because I just want to show you, just to this extent, how boring it was. So for the first kind of part of the race, we were following the Spaniard, and then kind of for the rest of the race, we were just trying to defend. And I have to say, this guy had a beautiful livery on his Audi. I'll give him that. Absolutely stunning work by the designer. So we've both got penalties, and not looking good for us at all. You know, the SLS, it really isn't built for this track at all. It's just a bit too slow out the corners. And you know, for a Mercedes, it can't even beat the Audi on the straights. So minor excursion up the track there. That was kind of the only highlight of the whole race, and I'm not even joking. That was the most boring race I've ever done. But anyway, moving on to the next one in the Scirocco. Bit of an interesting pick, this one by the generator. I didn't expect this to be particularly quick because it understeers horribly out of the corners. Even a Nan's moped could have better acceleration than this thing. Anyway, starting in 4th, it's trailing the Spine Collector in the Audi. Pretty interesting name, if I say so myself. And already you could just see how slow out of the corners this thing is. And that's kind of the downfall, I think, of the Scirocco. It's just not great in the corners. Again, running out wide. Not what we want to see from the Volkswagen boys back at the factory. So, we've got the Swedish driver on our tail. I'm just going to pull over to the right hand side. We brake way too late. And you can take that invitation to go down the inside. Very easy move on his part. Brake way too late. Honestly, that was all my fault. But we get a really good run out of turn 6, so we're going to go to the outside, but we just can't make the move work. You know, the corkscrew on its own is already a tricky corner, and we get a little nudge from behind, and somehow the Swedish driver gets a 1 second penalty. I have no idea how. I'm pretty sure it was because of the contact out of the corkscrew. I'm not sure, but very unfortunate. Not what you want to see at all. He runs wide, and we're going to try and get the power, but it's just too understeery. You know, this thing really can't do anything, you know, out of the corners. It's decent kind of in the corner, but kind of on the exit, that's where it really struggles. It's kind of a worse version of the Peugeot RCZ, if you know what I mean. You know, that thing, at least it's good in a straight line, but this thing, it can't quite hang. So we're just trying to keep up with this Swede here, and he's serving his penalty, and we're going to go down the inside, but it blocks us off. But because we go to the inside, he has to brake extremely late, and we're going to get past, back into 4th place. At this point, the front 3 have already long gone. There's no hope of catching up with them. So now it's just about defending 4th place, because I know this thing is not quick enough. Going through the corkscrew is actually better than I thought through there, but we're just going to whip it forward because, again, nothing happened at all. It's kind of like Tiananmen Square. Yeah, just kind of boring. Nothing happened. So the Swede is still on our tail at this point, and this is where the Volkswagen is really going to suffer. So coming out of turn 6, we're going to go to the inside, because I know at this point that he could just easily send it because of the legs on that Audi. So coming through the corkscrew, perfect through there. Not the speed that I wanted, but at least I'm not getting penalties. Riding the sausage. Again, I'm a bit addicted to sausages at this point. Really slow through the penultimate corner, and he's going to go for it into the final corner. I didn't see it coming. I just get a tap in the rear end, and he gets a 1 second penalty. And I don't know what he did there, but he gets another penalty. So his total's up to 3 seconds. So, karma for the Swede there. And we get attacked by a Finnish driver now. So the Scandinavians really want a piece of the action. Honestly, that wasn't really his fault. He just went for the move and he just happened to just clip me on the way down the inside. And then, I'm pretty sure he was livid or something. Because why would you need to brake test me? We've run wide, again, just getting on the power too early. And that doesn't really go well, combined with the fact this thing isn't great in a straight line. So again, we're just going to whip it forward to the end of the race, because quite literally you can't really do anything in this race because the Audis are so overpowered. But at this point they're not going to get nerfed. So coming across the line in 7th place, I'm not sure what to think of that one, because apart from the Swiss driver in the lead, it was just TTs in front of me. So anyway, into the final race now. This is a pretty good one if I say so myself, in the McLaren this time. So shaking things up with a car that can actually, I'm pretty sure I am the only MR car or non-FF car in the whole lobby, apart from I think the guy in last, but come on, he doesn't really count. If, by the way, I'm sorry, but 1 minute 30 Laguna Seca, come on, you could do better than that. Anyway, coming through the first corner, obvious that the Brit really can't keep up, so we need to try and clear this guy as quickly as possible. So coming through turn number 4, he's pulling away. It's just, that thing is incredible in the straight line. You know, it weighs just over a ton, so it could pretty much outrun anything, apart from a certain Bugatti Veyron, which some people might call Nicky, and he runs wide, so we're just going to take the invitation, move up into 2nd place. So, pretty easy move, didn't really have to do anything. Again, we're going to whip it forward, because literally, the story of this race is just whipping it forward, because nothing happens, like literally nothing happens. And anyway, coming into the penultimate corner, I'm pretty sure I made a hash of the corkscrew, riding the sausage again. This is my only problem. I can't avoid the sausages. I just can't avoid them. So coming down the main straight into turn 1, he's right on my tail. There's not really much here. I just have to brake as late as possible, but we're going to go really deep. But we're going to get a different angle on this, so he's just gaining and gaining, and then I brake way too late, and then again I go way too deep, and then he thinks about the move, but I just about sweep around the outside to make sure he can't get the move done. So coming through turn number 3, we just make a little mistake there, and that's going to allow him to close back up. And then through turn number 4, the gap is about 7/10, so that's giving me kind of a bit of breathing space, if you like. So coming through turn number 5 now, pretty decent exit, still 7/10 or so, he's just about getting in the slipstream. Through turn number 6, nice and smooth, no silly mistakes on the sausages this time round. So coming into the corkscrew, the McLaren's just a little bit unstable. I felt it on the braking, and if you saw that, we just dipped into the gravel. Not much, but we dipped into it, and we get a penalty. At this point, I know that if you go into the gravel just at all, you're pretty much dead. You know, you might as well have the 5 squad called and have it done. So coming out the final corner, really good traction. That's one thing I noticed, the TT just can't get out the corners well enough. So coming down the main straight into turn number 1, or turn 2 technically, as that little kink is technically turn number 1. He's right behind me at this point, so Spine Collector is right up my chuff. So we need to try and avoid him as much as possible, especially with these new lockdown rules coming in. Depending where you live in the world, the second wave of COVID-19 is kind of being felt across the world, so just remember, stay safe, don't do anything stupid. Like a certain Italian in one of my recent videos, remember, if you want more videos like these, just click my GranTurismo 4 playlist. All you have to do is click the channel icon, go onto the playlists, and all of my GranTurismo Sport videos would be just there. So, excluding my live streams, of course, as someone wants to see those, do they? Anyway, coming through the penultimate corner for the 4th time, right on the back of this guy. You know, we really have to push the limits now. Onto the final lap, we get a really good exit, so we should be able to try and send one down the inside. He's trying to break the slipstream, but it's not enough. We slam on the brakes and we don't go down the inside, but he goes really deep, so we should get the cutback and the superior power out the corner. And then he goes to the left hand side, and that was pretty stupid on his part because he just left the door open. Maybe that was intentional, I don't know. If you're watching this, by the way, just bear in mind that I wasn't driving the best during these races, so you know, a lot was left to be desired, especially considering this isn't particularly my strongest track. The one combination I crave, and literally this is the only combination where I can actually do well, is Willow Springs Big Willow Group 3. If that comes back, I'll have a video pretty much instantly just detailing how I got to A+ in 2 days. It's pretty much that simple. Another penalty though, out of the corkscrew. We just can't nail that chicane well. So into the final corner, he's about half a second behind, but I don't know what happens here. I don't know if he just kind of lifts off, because we get the penalty, but at the end of the race, we're still in second, so I'm not sure what's happened there. If you did enjoy, guys, just like and subscribe. You don't have to, of course, that's just your opinion. And if there's something you didn't like, just comment down below and I'll try and put it into the next video. That's all from me, take care and goodbye.